Aladdin, in my opinion, was one of Disney's best movies from the 90s. And I was not the only one who thought this. So with all good movies, they had to make a video game based on it. There were two versions of the game, one for the Genesis and one for the Super Nintendo. I only played the Sega one, so that's the one I'm going to talk about. Aladdin for Genesis is an action platformer style game. Aladdin has two weapons, a scimitar and an apple. The apples, in my opinion, are far superior to the scimitar, but they are both used equally throughout the game, and they do the same damage too. The only downside to them that you have ammunition, and you lose all the ones you gather after you die. There are 10 levels throughout the game. Most of them have a simple goal, get to the end, but there are a few that are not this simple. In these levels you must collect certain objects to progress, like scarabs and flutes. Most if not all of these objects can be found to the path to the end of the level. The enemy placement in this game is not good at all. They seem to like putting enemies right on the edges of cliffs so that you have to get hit by them and you fall back down to a lower level. The most annoying enemy in this game would be bats. Yes, bats. These devils are the most annoying enemies in the game. That and the fish. You're going to die at least by one of these two, mainly the bats. They have such an asinine and batshit crazy movements that it makes them hard as hell to avoid. The graphics and sound for this game are fantastic. The movements are fluid and crisp. It really feels like you're watching a cartoon. The only problems I have with this is sometimes Aladdin moves too fast for the screen, so you have to pause and let the screen catch up to you. This is a real problem for levels like level 6 where you're running a lot and you can't see where you're jumping. While we are talking about this level, there's something I want to mention. There is this part where you have to make a blind jump and the cliff extends, but it blends into the background so you can't see it. And you're running, so it really makes it difficult to see and make a fast-paced decision. This has killed me so many times, and it is incredibly annoying. Look, how was I supposed to see this? There are shops throughout the game where you can buy lives and wishes. The wishes act like coins in one of the two minigames. The first one is like a slot machine where you must spin wishes, and you can either get gems, lives, or you can just lose all out. The second one is pots come raining down upon you, like fire from the sky, and they have items that drop down while the pots are dropping down as well. Aladdin for Genesis is one of my favorite Genesis games, even though it has a few kinks, like bats for example. I would recommend this game to anybody who plans on buying a Genesis. Luckily it's not too expensive, about around $15 to $20 complete. I would give this game a solid A.